mad about? I'm lost.
You mad because I said Bow Wow is legendary?
Oh, I'm big mad. Big mad. Everybody giving me the same looks like you crazy. Is that our first? We jumping straight into that? And that was circa 2001.
Hey, Bow Wow. Okay, so here we go. I pulled out some piece of paper and I wrote some notes. You ready?
Let me pull my notes down.
So here we go. Definition. Let me start it out with definition of a legend. The definition of a legend says an extremely famous or notorious person, especially in a particular field.
In the mall, it's going down. Meet me in the club. It's going down. Anyway, you guaranteed to go down. Meet me in the trail. It's going down. Meet me in the mall. It's going down.
He was stepping out. He was out here tailgating at the football home game, and you saw him. You pulled up on him. Mm-hmm. Now, what happens? Do you tell him? You better tell her before I do, or do you go ahead and just tell her?
I do the first.
And why?
I give a deadline. You know, if you're gonna be cheating and I catch you, I'm gonna tell you right now, you got 12 hours to say something. You don't do it in 12, to God be the glory.
12 hours.
12 hours. That's all you got out of me. That's all I got.
Wow. 12-hour grace period. You get a head start. You get a head start to pack your shit and get on up out.
I set the timer. I set a nice little reminder, email notification, and pop up. 12 hours hit. Just be like, so girl, how you feeling today?
So it must be depending upon the friend. Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, listen. You know, because in that particular situation, if I didn't immediately relinquish those details, I risk being ran up on myself, I accessory to the crime. So,
if I find out that you were at the scene of the crime
and I didn't say anything,
everybody getting pulled up on.
Everybody. I had to be like,
hey, boo, 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 boo. Welcome to Monday.
I think. Wait, I don't know.
We missed a couple weeks, y'all.
I know.
I don't know who the person is. I don't know who this person is next to me. Who was that? I ain't never seen.
Hey, L Boogie, welcome back.
I'm back from maternity leave, ready to be shady with the shady bunch.
Hey, we're so happy to see you.
I know.
Don't speak for me.
Okay, Devin. Devin, welcome.
Producer, mute him.
Welcome, Devin. Welcome
Shabbat
to
shalom.
Monday. And
Happy
TT,
Easter.
hey.
Did you just say Shabbat Shalom and then Happy Easter?
Passover was Sunday. Easter is on Sunday.
Okay.
I'm so happy to see y'all faces. I haven't been able to see y'all and shade with y'all in a while. Life happens. So here we are today together.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to keep it going. So we have been doing the gyms. Hey, Mr. Darman. Hey, we got to acknowledge the Darmans.
Yes,
I can't wait for them
they are our favorite.
Hey. So, before we get into how y'all day was and your weekend, because I'm sure it was uneventful, so it can wait. Anywho, so just wanted to kind of give an overview that we want to continue the work of highlighting our Black gems around the city. And so today we've got somebody special today. So I'm excited to bring her out. We coming up in the world. We getting them VIP guests, y'all.
Ooh.
Hey.
Special, y'all.
So she'll be coming up soon. We're going to give her a nice introduction because that's what we do when we act right.
We could be classy sometimes. We know how to switch it on.
Right. But, she does have to get a little taste of what we typically do.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, she does.
A little ratchet. Ratchet behavior.
Yes. So before we get into our beautiful Black gem, what have y'all been up to? Anything good?
No, nothing.
Exactly.
We did Easter celebration this weekend with the kids.
Hey, and congratulations, El Boogie, on the home ownership.
Thank you.
Okay.
I live in a cul-de-sac, y'all.
Yes. So Mr. Norman brought up Derek Jackson, and I know you all have been seeing a lot of that.
Who?
Wait, are you serious?
No.
No, you're not serious. Are you serious? Do you know who this is?
No, he's not. I wonder if our guest is gonna have a reaction to that. We love good things.
Yes, we need to talk about that with her. Yes.
I know it'd be great to get an outside perspective on all of that foolishness too, because I know what y'all are thinking.
Pure foolishness.
And then we got some other stuff coming up later on. We got some good cultural trending topics. Okay. So TT, how's the vegan life going?
Oh God.
It's going great as usual. Do you say, oh God?
Yes.
We gonna have a sidebar a little later, okay? Don't come on here hating today, okay?
Domestic disputes,
any good meals coming up? Any good recommendations on a vegan meal?
Well, last night me and True we had collard greens, corn muffins, and chicken. It was delicious. It put me down. I was asleep, Put me down for the count.
Where was True at?
She was there too. We both were
What was the meat?
True was running her life. She was like, I'm in my and you and yours. Leave me alone.
And Devin, you had a good time on vacation?
Oh, I had a blast, man. Everyone knows I do my annual pilgrimage, so it was as usual, very eventful. I came back with my phone this year, so
good job.
And you came back with your 2 front teeth, so that was a hell of a trip.
No act. I came back with all of my belongings, all of my dignity, a good portion of my money.
Smiles. Let me see real. Ooh, there it is.
All right.
Oh my God.
Let's get into highlighting this Black gem that we got today. So today we are going to speak with Miss Crystal Bryant. She is a native of East Cleveland. Hey,
Shaw High School.
Presidential shit.
I'm from East C. I'm from East C.
Hey.
I'm from East C. I'm from East C. I'm from East C. I'm from East C. Better have a wrist if you wanna be a pitch man. I'm from East C. I'm from East C. I'm from East C. I'm from East C.
Hey. We had to bring you in on the bit of a ratchet side. Hey, East C.
Right. Shaw High, them Cardinals.
Hey. So Miss Bryant,
I
I got
Central. Hey.
And he's on mute. Sometimes we have to put him in timeout, Crystal. So, Crystal, you are licensed in law and in social work. You have so much experience working with Cuyahoga County, alcohol, drug addiction, as well as being working for the county, being an assistant prosecutor. That's awesome. As well as you are the co-founder of Cleveland Votes. And most importantly, now you are the current executive director for the Cleveland chapter of NAACP. Congratulations.
Yes.
That's a hell of a resume.
Right there.
Right.
Yes.
So tell us, because Cleveland Votes, I am extremely familiar and I love what y'all have done. But can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got to the current position that you are in?
So sure. Basically, I worked my ASS off. I started in government really young. I started working professionally in government at the age of 20 years old. My first job was in the Greater Cleveland Court under the Honorable Now, after I did work, and I did face-to-face with clients, I wanted to have a larger impact. So we met where? What it do? EC. Oh, well, obviously a part of where you grow up always sticks with you. And so during high school,
I'm from EC. I'm from EC.
one time, go to like 15 funerals, like no lie, throughout high school. I lost a lot of people. I watched a lot of good young men go to prison. And so, I just asked God, and whatever he do, not only do I ask to be able to magnify him where he sends me, but I ask to be able to save the lives of Black men. And so, from that point on, whatever door he opened, I just try to bravely walk through. It ain't no roadmap. I wish I could tell you it was a roadmap. My roadmap is just blind faith, and always having that passion in the back of my heart to save us. So, ultimately, when I'm in these rooms, I argue with some folks sometimes, help them better understand. To you, this is a job. This is our fucking lives. We dying here.
Wow.
We
just said a benediction and go on home. Shoot.
Amen.
Crystal.
And so tell me a little bit about Cleveland Votes too, and what that's about, because I'm familiar through Juan, but a lot of folks may not be familiar. So can you give us a brief overview?
I can. So Cleveland Votes is something that Erica and I co-founded in 2013. So if you don't know Erica, we call her the Sun.
Shout out to the Sun.
Shout out to the Sun. Everybody wants some of that heat, but she really my boo. Okay, me and Bryant's boo. So we got involved with some work. I obviously were for an incarcerated person and thinking about how do we engage them in this civic process, recognizing that power building really from the ground up. It's the one piece of work and influence you can have without having a dime. It's in your vote, is you getting activated in your community and you serving. And so when you think about what's missing year round, people always talk about, they don't know the issues. They don't really understand who the candidates are. They don't really understand, even if they wanted to help, how do you get involved? So that's how Cleveland Votes was birthed. It's a year round civic engagement, muscle building, democracy building machine. That's what it is. And so people like you all activate democracy through these channels, and also it's boots to the ground, it's voter registration, it's production, you name it, share. That's what Cleveland Votes is. It is in the heart of people like you all and Juan and your service and your willingness to get busy.
So, okay, let me ask this one question. Okay, so like you said, it's all boots on the ground, and everything that you've done, and you have been pretty much a public servant. Like, you have been an activist, and that I've heard it's a thankless job. So what song do you typically listen to that keeps you going, that keeps you driving down this life, to keep for the good of the community, that keeps you going for the sake of it, no matter what?
So to be honest, it depends on what day it is, right? So some days I'm feeling like, this is my moment. We conquered something, we did it. Some days I'll be ready to kill something, so it's ambitions of a rider. It just depends.
Yes.
Rider, you don't wanna fuck with me. Got the police busting at me, but you can't do nothing to
I'm like, I love Tupac.
That's awesome. And that's also TT's boo. So she enjoys a good Tupac fan as well.
TT, don't kill me. I just love his man. That's all. I didn't want him.
Okay. You cool with me then? We cool. Okay.
Nas was my man.
Okay, you can have him. You can have him.
You had a question?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go a little serious, just because I want to know, as someone who's new to the voting process and truly understanding why it's so important to vote, what are ways that individuals who are kind of new can like get informed and find out, just because I was the one that voted every 4 years in the presidential election, but really you should be voting for any time your city has any type of elections, and why is that so important?
So, I mean, one of the core things about Cleveland Votes that we try to make sure we educate and inform on is the fact that voting isn't everything you do. So a lot of people think it's just your president. Oh, what is Trump going to do? What Barack going to do? But really, your councilman, your county executive has a greater influence and impact on your everyday life than anybody in Washington, D.C. So understanding everything from your lights to your water to your street signs to how you're going to get into the next STEMI, all is tied into voting. Obviously, even the people you select as in the judicial branch of government, right? We got this crazy case going on right now when we clearly seen that you massacred this man amongst, the 1,000 other Black people you shot cold blood in the street. And even your judges, your prosecutors, they are all elected people. It's your power. This democracy, what we call a democracy, is ran by the people, not the people you elect. You all as citizens. And so making sure people understand that really the power is in your hands to influence the decisions you want to see, but you have to stay activated, and voting is one way to hold ASSs accountable. I curse a lot, y'all, so y'all gotta get me together. Too much cursing.
We do too.
Girlfriend.
We do too.
We were just being on our good behavior because of you and your fancy accolades. So
right,
but we'll let one.
I'm just a girl from East Cleveland, always will be, and I only move 5 minutes outside of it right now. So just call me a girl from the hood.
I'm from EC. I'm from EC. I'm from EC.
Okay, so let's move forward to your current position with NAACP. So we do have, some folks, a lot of us do know, but some folks don't know what NAACP. So can you explain what it is and what are the initiatives for NAACP?
So the NAACP is the oldest social justice organization or institution around the United States of America. It has multiple branches, and we are lucky to have a branch here in Cleveland. Our branch is actually one of the oldest local branches. I believe it's 108 years old. I believe the NAACP is 112 years old in its entirety. So its job here is to eradicate racism. And that's through multiple systems, whether it's the political system, the economic system, the social justice system, and a criminal justice system. And so it has multiple committees. It has about 17. It's volunteer led. We got a dope ass president. So if you don't know Miss Danielle Sitnor, please follow her and shout out to Danielle who does the work, right? She out there activating. She in these streets when she marching and getting pepper sprayed and putting together like a whole month worth of events. And I'm talking about the consent decree and making statements in the public. And she is the person. She's the person you will generally see. We have not had an executive director probably in over 5 years. The last one was a pretty dope woman by the name of Sheila Wright. So I got some big shoes to fill. And so with the what I am there to do as an executive director for the NAACP is to create structure. It's to run the business of the NAACP. So Danielle and all of you as volunteers can thrive in those multiple committees. So we can do real work to have the greatest impact, to make sure we have capacity, to make sure we have resources, to make sure we have tools, and to make sure we have a focused set of goals we want to execute and we get to those outcomes that we strive to reach. Because at this point, until all of us are free, none of us are free. This is like fucking ridiculous.
Man, I say that all the time too. So let me ask you about
I'm from EC.
Wow, knock it off.
Right, our producer. Excuse him.
So let me ask you something about that. So being a member, so you said it is volunteer driven. So that pretty much all members are encouraged to, be active and volunteer, be an active volunteer.
That is correct. So because it has multiple committees, the committees have chairs. So you have leaders that we actually vote in. And so you have an opportunity if you want to step fully into leadership, I believe maybe every 2 years. I could be wrong because I'm not there yet. I don't know all the rules. But with that being said, you can still activate the work. We need all people. Activism is just not marching. So if that's not your cup of tea, you can also be hosting educational, informational sessions. You can be training your community. You can actually be putting together some type of policy agenda you want to be able to push and you want us to support. So it's a multitude or a plethora of ways you can get engaged and get involved, but it starts with membership and joining. So general membership is only $30. And since everybody got that, before you go back, you can go ahead and get big.
Money that Joe done blessed us all.
Right. We used that stimmy.
Right. You got to put the ask out there because I know everybody got their stimmy.
Right, $30. And what's happening? Our producer here is putting it on the website to register us because he gonna put me out there and tell y'all that I'm not a member. So I guess here is where I'm gonna get registered.
So it is clevelandnaacp.org for those who do not know. And thank you, Mr. Producer, for bringing it up on the screen. So at some point, we'll be looking at methods of engagement once I get there, and how to make sure not only do we get you all to pay the dues and join, but also get engaged and stay with us and get busy. There is no one man or one woman who can eradicate structural racism that was built to take us out from the beginning. So we got to learn how to have some connectivity and fall in line with each other. We're going to be FUCK forever.
I'm from EC.
Man, why?
Irritating.
Devin, are you back? I see you were having some Wi-Fi issues.
What's new?
You so shady. Why aren't you so shady?
What's new? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I can handle this. Hold on. Yes, Devin, did you pay your card today? More from AT&T.
Devin, you're muted, by the way. So you gotta fix your volume. Okay, so you had mentioned ambitions of a writer. So let me ask you, when you are coming from a really good meeting and it's been like a successful, a really good day, you feel accomplished, what are you listening to?
So one of my favorite songs, and I don't even like her real spiel, is Moment for Life. That's why you know it's a good song by Nicki Minaj. That is my song. This is my cut. Take this on y'all song. This y'all playlist. This is a good song. Make you feel good.
No, it is.
I am no longer trying to survive. Hey, yeah, that's the jam.
That is
Nicki Minaj. Okay. And then when you need your spirits to be lifted, or if you need some motivation, I know you got ambitions of a writer. Do you have anything else?
Sometimes I listen to I'm not really a gospel, that's not really my genre of music, but I love this one song by Yolanda Adams. Yes, when they can pick you off and they gonna play you and you still come out on top because you pray to Jesus and he is your blood. This is my song.
Who you say that's Yolanda Adams? That's Yolanda Adams, right?
Yeah.
I remember that from a movie. I can't remember the movie though. I bet you Juan don't know what that movie is.
That was fun.
All right. You gonna come back to us and tell us. Okay. Those I love all those songs. Let me think. There was I'm just trying to remember, like, I know my family was very active in NAACP, the Cleveland branch, when we were younger. Not when I was younger, when my parents were younger. My grandfather was very active in it. And I think even my uncle was like youth council of the year, something like that. I don't know. But somehow there was like a gap, like with my grandma and my grandfather being very, very active in NAACP. And then my parents, it kind of just went away. And then, now I'm trying to think about that as I think about my ancestors and all the stuff that my grandfather used to do in Cleveland and all the accomplishments. Now it's kind of like I want to pick that up and keep going with that legacy. And yeah, absolutely. And so I'm just trying to figure out, like, is there, like, how, I know you said you hadn't got there yet, but like engagement, have you seen like a bigger engagement with folks at our generation, or is there more engagement with the generation before us or the generation behind us? Because we always say like it's the young kids that are going to do something, but I'm just curious if you've seen a high wave of which group of folks.
I think I would say I've seen our generation kind of reactivate the NAACP Cleveland branch. So I'm not just shouting Danielle out because she's my boss now. Real talk, she has done a hell of a job bringing it back to life, reintroducing it. It hasn't had staff in 5 years. So imagine any organization or institution not having a full-time staff committed to the work of the NAACP to move it. So all that is birthed out of her work. Her initiative, her making sure the NAACP is still visible and people understand it works. Any institution is only as strong as its people. And so one of the other interviews I had maybe last week, we talked about this. We need bridge building. And some kind of way the generation before us thought that we weren't important enough to kind of give us the game. And they fucked up when they did that, because without us, when you die off, there is no NAACP, right? And so she got a deep rooted history in the NAACP. She got great lines. They lead it on a national level, etc. And she helped me kind of re-believe and rediscover and reimagine what it can be here if we're willing to put the work in. And so I see being re-engaged, but that's one of the duties of engagement for me, is to look at our history and make sure we bring them in and let them know we honor them and we respect them, and we realize we wouldn't even be here being able to move up and fight more if it wasn't for them. Is to bring our young ones behind us who think they know everything, because you don't know everything yet. But we respect the fact that you're willing to go in there blindly and fight like hell. And it's to engage us. Stop being so apathetic and stop talking about what can't be done. Get off your ass and do it. If we keep sitting here, our kids going to be going through the same shit for generations to come. This is legacy building work.
Right.
They always try to stop the blueprint. They burn it up. So we got to get smart about this Underground Railroad and do something for real.
I think we can go ahead and end the show off of that. Like,
period. Pooh.
And then closing, period. Devin, is your volume working? I know you had some questions, but
well, can y'all hear me?
Oh God! Yes, voice on. Okay, Devin, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, as long as everyone can hear me, that's all that matters to me. So, I don't play with me, Miss Harris. Now, so I do have a serious question though. Like Lauren was saying, there are so many people who only, even before this election and even probably going forward, there's so many people who only care about, how to get involved in the community and how to make a difference only once every 4 years. So forgive me if I'm asking this again, but what do you recommend to keep people motivated, keep people involved throughout the entire process, not just when, it's important or when it's a major election, but throughout the entire thing? Like, what are you planning to do once you get into office to, make sure we stay engaged?
So for the NAACP, I feel like that question is double-headed. It's more geared toward.
It's loaded.
We do. So when you think about getting people engaged year round, one of the first things, and really this is basic SHIT, right? Like it's not rocket science. It's giving a task to people. You have to make people feel great and make people feel important. You have to, as a leader, you inspire the vision. So pay people and you give them something to do. Idle time is the devil's playground. That's why they play. But if you get them working, they'll stay engaged, they'll be with you. But to even get them there, you have to go to the people. We like to sit idle in our little office, in my office and be cute, important, and I'm the executive director. No, I'm a girl from EC, and I mean that. So like wine is the epitome of that. That's the visualization of I'm gonna stand outside this halfway house and talk to these young men and not be afraid and not be scared they're gonna think I'm a lame and none of that bullshit because he man enough and he cared enough about this community to do it. You got to go to these ward meetings. You got to catch people where they are. You got to be up in CLE biscuits in the morning and not be afraid to talk and not look like a weirdo. It don't stop. Like evangelism don't stop. Bringing fish to the water don't stop. It's a 24-hour job. It's figuring out how you can maximize those efforts and who you have strategy and partnerships with who already got captive audiences because we only got so much time in a day.
Amen.
I'm from EC. I'm from
Oh my God.
So
She
what would you
told you, Devin. She told you.
I mean, I'm here to learn today. So what would you say would be the top three things that
I was trying to get smart.
It's okay. You can get smart with Devin.
I ain't giving Devin no shade. I ain't about to get my ponytail pulled off later.
You know what?
Lord have mercy. But what would you say would be like, so obviously we've got issues at the national level that we need to fight, and even here on the state level. But what would you say would be some of the top issues that everyone, that not just Black people, but everyone in general should be really focused in on and should be really concerned about moving forward?
You know, the issues for the United States of America really hasn't changed. Even as a whole, our economy is a huge issue. And so I'm not an economist by any stretch of the imagination, but I know if you keep taking $1 trillion care packages when we already deeply in debt, that can be a serious issue. And I believe we're just running from a recession that is bound to happen. And just making sure democracy is real and it's serious. And if it wasn't important, they wouldn't attack it so often. And so whether you're Black, white, whatever you are, you should be concerned if someone is adamantly trying to take away your power every single fucking year. It must mean something. They want you to be powerless, and it's ridiculous. So those are the two things that I would say as a whole, as Americans, we should be concerned about.
So we realize that, and also too, that you brought that up, is that a lot of times what I found is that maybe like in my circle and then maybe beyond my circle, there's a lot of folks that really weren't as engaged in the government, how we work, our process and democracy. They just weren't engaged because it just wasn't pop culture. It just wasn't cool. And so I guess recently over the 45, we had to get engaged. We had to get engaged because we had to see what was going on and what he was doing with our money and with, our rights. So now we have somebody. How do you recommend that those folks that didn't care about government, didn't care about learning government, and then they did get involved, and how they can continue to keep that engagement up? Because right now, don't let your guard down. Now that Joe's in, we don't want people to let their guard down, because now we got somebody who's a real president and gonna act and conduct the work as such. But how do we keep those folks folks like, let's say me, who wasn't as engaged, but now is, how do we keep those folks continue to be involved and continue to do the work just on our level?
So y'all know what I'm going to say. It's a shameless plug, but it's also serious. And it just depends on what side of the street you want to be on. You can definitely join the NAACP and its Political Action Committee. And then the secondary thing I would recommend is Cleveland Votes has a website, clevotes.com, and you can sign up to volunteer. So when we have whatever we have, whether it is National Voter Registration Day, you can be an individual and join an organization, because they are always seeking volunteers to get civically engaged. Always. You can come to us with a creative idea that you want to float, and we can figure out who to partner you with. It's Cleveland Votes. No, I mean, I got to give a shout out to Devontae and Jennifer. So I mentioned my wife, the Sunshine, but this is really like a 3.5 man team, and it doesn't seem like it because of the production of work. Those two people kick ass, and so they need you. Like, if you want to be involved, all you got to do is stay involved. Literally, stay engaged. Come with us and ask what you need, and we can always place you somewhere. If it's just serving as an ambassador and speaking, or if it's meeting candidates, if it's interviewing them, if it's sitting in courtrooms, civic engagement really is as creative as you want it to be. It could be a barbecue. I've seen a dude barbecue hot dogs and register people to vote. Like, don't get it twisted. This is not rocket science. This really is just the art of meeting and communicating with people, messaging and listening and communicating. That's all it is. People just want to feel heard. You have to have the gift of empowering other people. And all that is, nobody listens to what people really need, especially us. They talk at us. They tell us what we need. How the fuck do you know what we need? You ain't never walked a day in these Air Forces. So that's all it really is. So if you join us, I promise you, in either capacity, I will put you to work.
You gonna put us to work. I like that.
Okay.
Okay. So you've been doing your thing, Queen, and that's what I am calling you. Oh, TT, you ain't have nothing, right?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, well, you gotta go. You gotta get up in there, because you know I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on to some mess.
That's what I'm waiting for.
You know, I know a lot of back in the day when I was younger, the NAACP was always known to help Black people, but I feel like now people have lost hope in activists and Black organizations. So I'm just trying to say, because most people don't meet people like you. Like, I feel like you were really dope and people can relate to you and you're doing good things. So how do you think that we can restore the faith in the community with Black organizations?
I think you lead by example. It's not going to take, it's not going to happen overnight, and people rightfully so. Like, if you let me down and I don't see you in the forefront of the things that I need, and we all struggling and still suffering, you got to lead by example. And so that's why I say we can't do it without y'all. So if I inspire any here today because you understand I'm here about what I'm saying, join me. And when other people see you that you influence, they'll join you because they follow behind, and they follow behind what you do. They know you serious about your business. And the more we have, the greater we are in numbers, the greater impact and results we're able to produce. So when we get those calls about legal redress and somebody has had their rights violated, we can address them faster, right? We can pipeline them. They see a result and an outcome, and then it begins to spread by word of mouth. When we have members engaged, that $30 actually goes to stuff. We can put that towards the community and back into our community. We can put that back into information sharing. We could pay for somebody to come in and talk about how can we get these wheels to make sure you are built up for the next generation. So like, that's what those dollars are for. They don't sit idle, and we cannot do it without each other. That's what we're missing. We are missing the whole concept of Kwanzaa. But, again, I think that's intentional. But that's the one piece that we are responsible for. We got to get our own shits together. And the best way is to just come back in and lead by example. It's going to be slow. Every day ain't going to be a picnic. And the reality is everybody ain't in it for the right reason, but that's okay. The people that are in it for the right reason, you roll up your sleeve with them every day. I believe in quality over quantity any day. And we be able to make a huge impact, and that brings other people into the focus and make them believers.
Okay.
I feel like I should just drop this mic for you.
Right.
Yes, crazy.
The
Mic drop.
Been doing this shit since 95. Last time I checked, I was
Hey.
Y'all so crazy.
All right. So I just want to move on because you've been doing again. We wanted to recognize and thank you for coming down today because we appreciate your time, and we will just want to recognize you being a gem and all the work that you do. And so I wanted to go in because you are queen, and you are queening out here with queendom. But now I want to test your queendom knowledge.
Oh shit.
The SHIT went out the window. She had to say shit for that one.
So I got some. I got a little historical facts, because you know we're gonna continue to act right with you, except for our producer. He gonna play all the ratchet songs for us. But we got a nice little queendom. We want to test your queendom knowledge on these queens. We want you to name the queen. We've got a trivia guessing of who it is. I just feel like I have to talk to this beat going. So
y'all should know that I'm not smarter than a 5th grade. I'm about to.
So I want to start with a question, and I hope that. Oh, I wasn't ready, but now I guess I'm ready now. All right, you ready for this? Here we go. So this queen is an African-American educator and political activist on civil rights and social issues. She was also a member of the Black Panther Party. Who is this queen?
Is it Angela Davis?
All right. You about to get your crown back tonight. All right, queen, we got another queendom question. This queen was inspired to title her only album by the film and autobiographical, the novel The Education of Sonny Carson and Carter G. Woodson's The Miseducation of the Negro. Who is this queen?
I failed. I don't know.
No!
Erica!
No! Can I give her a hint?
You could give this queen a hint, queen.
Oh, geez. Come on.
Oh, Lauryn Hill?
That's correct.
I thought you said miseducation, but then I was like, Lauryn Hill ain't right there.
Hey. All right, what's our next one? This queen served as the U.S. representative for Ohio's 11th congressional district from 2008 to 2021. I can't talk today. And now serves as the 18th United States Secretary of Housing and Urban Development.
And just went viral.
We know that's Miss Martha Fudge. We know that's
hey, our own queen.
Right. On the shade room, getting viral, getting them people straight up in there.
Hey.
Y'all gonna stick to her.
They gonna learn today.
Right.
They gonna learn how to greet a Black woman today. All right. And then our next question. This is our last one. You gonna get it? It's
be quiet.
Yep. It's frozen. Okay, this award-winning queen had her acting debut as Billie Holiday in the 1972 film Lady Sings the Blues.
I'm about to take a guess. Is it Diana Ross?
Hey, that is correct.
I'm happy now. I thought I was gonna bomb the whole trivia game.
You got it right. You got it all correct. Thank you. Okay. Well, Crystal Bryant, I want to thank you today for being a guest on our show. You didn't have to be here today, and you are here, and we appreciate that. You giving us some great information about Cleveland branch for NAACP. Get out there. It's a $30 membership. You want to do something, continue to stay engaged. We can be a member and get involved. These are some things that we can do, as well as Cleveland Votes, civic engagement. We can go on Cleveland Votes website and figure out how we can get involved there as well.
Yes, so thank you, three queens and king, for having me present, for taking your time. In this evening, will you be doing anything to talk and ask good questions so everybody can hear and share? This is civic engagement. This is democracy building. It's time for a power shift. So we got to take our ish back. Thank y'all.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal.
Thank you, Crystal.
I'm from EC.
Oh
I'm from EC. I'm from EC. Better have a wrist if you wanna be a pitch man. I'm from EC. I'm from EC. I'm from EC. I'm from EC.
That was so much fun. Hey, that queen on her. She on her ish, man.
She was preaching. She was preaching.
She was right. I need to go get my Bible after that.
Right. Send a revival. You hear me?
Right. Okay. She was taking us straight into Easter Sunday.
Okay.
Ready.
My church hat.
Right. I missed Palm Sunday, but I felt like I got it.
Yeah. So, I mean, how y'all feel about that? I mean, because a lot of times, do you feel like you're doing enough? You know, when you talk to these people and you hear like folks like that, these activists, do you want to do more?
I feel like I definitely want to do more, and I applaud her, and because I know that's a tireless job, and it sometimes feel like you're not getting any traction, you're not getting any momentum, but it's definitely important. And I think people need to just continue to hear how their vote counts, how it's important for them to get out and be active, and just the power that they have. So I applaud her for all that she does, and just even her work in the legal field and aspect. It's a corrupt, system. And to know that there are people out here that know that and are fighting and helping, she does a lot. She wears a lot of hats. So I'm glad we had her and we were able to get her to share her side.
Yeah.
I mean, I know for me, one of the things that she said was, people need to have a task. And I think for me, a lot of the reason that I have never gotten involved as much as I could have is because I didn't feel like I knew what I could do or what there was to do. You know what I'm saying? So it seems like we finally got, a director that's kind of, like she said, she's going to find a way to put everybody to work. And I mean, if there's stuff to do and there's something for me to do, and I'll gladly lend my voice and lend my body and whatever I can do to help, move the situation forward. And then not my body, I just got a dirty look, but you know what I mean, my being. So,
dude.
What is?
Oh. So are we gonna talk about it or nah?
I wasn't ready. In my Kevin Hart voice, I wasn't ready.
I was not oh God.
So we have a lot to catch up on, but this dude right here, he's something else. Here's my thing, right? I don't understand. This is my question. Why are we paying a person to tell us how to be in a relationship? Why am I wasting my money? Why am I wasting my time and my energy on listening to somebody to tell me how to be a good girlfriend, fiance, wife, what have you?
So you know me, y'all know I'm gonna take it there. Y'all know I'll be that person. It's because so many women just be so desperate to find that love. Like they are willing to do anything. Like pay this man to tell them what to do. I honestly feel that that's what it is. Like,
well,
people
I don't think it's no different than people going to counseling, because some people might feel like he's a counselor for them. You don't know what people think in their mind. I wouldn't pay him per se, but it's no different than people paying for a counselor. At the end of the day, he's a counselor. People feel now that he's revealed that he's a fraud, he owes some people their money back. But beforehand, he really sounded like he knew what he was talking about, to me. So people was really believing what he had to say. So, I mean, people probably found comfort in him.
Can you tell me, how did he get famous in the first place?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you either. Shit, we start dropping some love nuggets out there and get Insta famous. That's all he was. He was just a social media thing, and then he got caught up, and then he got her out here looking crazy. This is the whole mess. And this is a moment. I had a moment. I was just like, this can't be real. This can't be real. Like this.
Stop putting that picture up. Right. She looks so crazy. That picture just looks wrong.
That bonnet
Wait,
killed
what
me.
did she say about her head? She was like, y'all call it a bonnet. I call it a helmet or what, salvation? Is that what she said?
And then she brought the big man into this. You better leave my Lord and Savior out of this mess. That's what you gonna do, sis. And take that bonnet off your damn head, okay? Okay.
That was actually a hat. I don't know why people kept saying that was a bonnet. That was actually a hat, okay? It wasn't a damn bonnet. It was a hat.
Look like a bonnet. She knew she was.
You gotta go back and look, because I look, it was knitted. You know, bonnets is silk. Yeah, look, that's a hat. It's a hat. It's a hat.
She took her bra off, Nate. She took her bra off. She was ready to twist around her head like a helicopter, clearly.
That
Yeah,
looks
she
like
her titties breathe. She's into it now.
She was ready, Isha. She was ready to just.
She's been
helicopter.
Look here.
Yeah. So
But y'all, could y'all do that? Could y'all sit next to that? I mean, I'm curious.
Hell no, because he'll be beat up, looking stupid.
Look
Got me on.
her.
She looking stupid. He looking stupid, and she just look dumb. I mean, your titties hanging. You got on this hat. You just look like you don't even care about life anymore at this point. Like, and then you.
And it's your first time. It's your first time in the public. Don't nobody know about you. And it's your first, and this is how you gonna present yourself. And then, but then I seen people like, why we going so hard on her? Cause sis look dumb. Like, just read her body language. She need help. She in a sunken place. Look at her. That body language speaks screaming. It's screaming, help me.
Yes. Listen, I would have came on that motherfucker fly, did the motherfucker, okay?
Fly.
Even know. Yeah. Bitch, look at me. That's what it been like, huh? What?
Right.
Oh, cheat? Okay, I'm up next. What's up? That's what it been. This is what it been thinking. You know what I'm saying? I ain't coming on there looking like I'm homeless. You know, like I just don't care about life.
The 20-inch Malaysian body wave popping off. Eyelashes.
Face beat to the gods, you know. Your titties up to your throat. Okay, sis, what are you doing? Okay, your titties is sitting on your kneecap and they're not even big. So like,
she said her titties on her kneecap.
They were just sitting there like, hello, like she wanted to rock them bitches to sleep. Hello.
Okay. Wait a minute. Time.
I got kicked off. I get kicked off.
Give me a minute. I need to reel y'all back in. Hold on.
We was going in. TT was giving me the prop. I was just following her.
She said her titties were
okay.
I'm just
it was
saying.
Like, do your no? Do they web up to the stuff?
No, for real. She knows she look. And then when she hit the second interview, still looking a mess. And in the third interview, when she was just talking crazy.
Listen, can we ease up on that queen for a minute?
I'm just saying. Go get her a ball. We need to go hit up Vicky and kiss sister, bro.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So what? What do we? Damn, Boogie, you ain't been on here for a while, so you had to get it out.
I had to get it. Well, no, that was TT that got it out. I was just her prop. I was just illustrating what she was saying.
You riled her up.
I'm just saying.
All right.
He's a clown too. He a clown. He a whole clown. You're right. We can't just get on her. Sits in a sunken place, and you got this dude that's just a whole ass hot mess. The modern day Ike Turner. That's all it is. Like, just oh my god, this. I'm done. I'm done with Derek.
You know that lawsuits coming out the ass. The people want their money back for you lying. You still sleeping with probably several women. You know what I'm saying? Telling people that they ain't this, they ain't that, and here you is cheating with your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Really came on there was just like, I have relations, and not just flirting. I mean, I was very intimate with. Like, what? Is she just in there holding his head out? Never.
He's a narcissist.
Y'all already know. That shit ain't gonna fly with Lauren.
So what are we learning from this? What is the?
She should have busted him in his nose. I would have attacked him right on screen. Huh? You want to keep playing with me? Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Okay?
We've got to learn something from this situation. There's always something.
We ain't learn nothing.
Stop trusting what these people are telling you on the internet, just thinking they're capable to tell you how to run your life. Run your own life, okay? That's how I got scammed out y'all money in the first place, okay? Don't even get mad at that man, because guess what? He had a good thing going, and he got y'all. So no, next time, handle your own business, okay? Because guess what, y'all? See where he got y'all this time, okay? He lied and he deceived y'all, just like he did his wife, okay? Next caller.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna say these ladies need to I don't even know who his followers were. It may have been all genders. I don't know. But figure it out for yourself. You don't need anybody to tell you how to be in a relationship and how to conduct yourself. That's what trial and error is for.
Right. Exactly.
I'm not agreeing to that. That's where I sit down. I sit back. Nope, y'all got me caught up a few episodes ago. Y'all not really me back in there.
All right, y'all. Well, we had a good time today. We'll be back next Monday, live and in person, ready to shake. All right, we'll see y'all next week. Bye.